Get out of my paint water, silly boy. Get out. Get out. Ah. Hi, Anya. Hi, Gather Toots, Darla, Starbuck. Can y'all hear me okay? I'm sure I'm facing the right way. I've got to finish my project on my mural today. Got to do that mural project today. Do that later. Hi, Mama 4. Artful Dabbler, Darla, Starbuck. Anybody else? Cat? Who else is coming? Can you hear me okay, Julie Topaz? Happy hump day. I can't believe it's Wednesday already. I cannot believe it's Wednesday already. This week has flown by. So, yes. Can you hear me okay, guys? Hi, Melinda, Whimsical One. Erica. Oh, welcome, Erica. Shelly, Terry, Pacola. Can y'all hear me okay? Nobody's answered me yet. I hope you can hear me at all. Sounds good. Okay. So as long as you can hear me. Yeah. Okay. Hope everybody's having a good week. Let's see. I think I'm going to move this over just a little. Let's do that. I don't have any jewelry on. I should put something on here. Get my little bowl here. Let's see what I got. Let's put these back on from last night. Had these on last night. If y'all weren't here last night, I did an impromptu last night. And that's enough. Enough on. I did an impromptu last night. And worked on this art journal. Thanks everybody that came and watched. Hi, Painty Girl, Ray, Mitts. Okay, good. Thanks, Julie. Anybody else popping in? Thanks, everybody. So I worked in this journal last night for a couple hours, and I was going to work in it anyway. And I said, well, I might as well just turn the camera on so that you could see that process, the painting process. And I still have everything out here from last night. I did pull some collage fodder, and so can work in the book. I want to show Jonna, Sister Woman. She couldn't, I don't think she's going to be able to be here today, but she put, I think she has some of these, the Traveler's covers, and mine are bulky because they're overstuffed. So, but she makes these different covers here, and then she started making these Moleskine wraps, and so I'm going to show those again today. Oh, that's all right. Thank you. Hi, Janet. Ashley. Hi, G. Let's see, is anybody? I'm sure I'm missing people. Joey, thanks everybody for popping in this morning. Thanks for the thumbs up already. So we're going to work some more in this journal today. So yeah, thanks everybody that was here last night. I'm a little stopped up. I don't know if it's the weather's changing again. We're supposed to get rain today. So that can sometimes mess with my sinuses, the change in weather. So we'll see how that goes. So what's everybody else working on today or this week? Is anybody working on anything fun this week? Got a couple other books out here. I thought I'd show some of the different places I get collage fodder from. Hi, Lana. Is it Lana? Hi, Lana. Like Donna. Okay. Yeah, my mom spells her name like that. Her name's Donna, and she spells it like you do. like you do your Lana. Yeah. Oh, thanks for being a lurker. Lana the lurker. Well, I'm glad you've come out of lurking. Kayla, Janice, who else? So hi to Mama 4. Hi, Pacola. Thank you, Pacola. Yeah, the link to Jonna's journal wraps in her on her Etsy. Thank you very much, Pacola. Did my nephew pan pastel port? Oh, you did? Okay, yeah. Send it to me. I want to see it, Janet. I still have your halfway done one. I want to see it finished. If you want me to, do you want me to show it off? Send it to me. If you sent it in a good photo. I always tease Janet about her photo. Janet, it's so easy just to lighten that photo so that you don't have a gray background. She always makes me do it. She knows how because she's done it before. Hi, Mary. Let's see. Raquel. TN insert and postcard the pics of scavenger hunt journal. TN insert and posting. Oh, that's what you've been doing, Julie? Yeah, I've been seeing your stuff on Instagram. I miss a lot of things on Twitter because unless I literally go back through the feed one by one, I miss a lot because if I'm not tagged in it, I mean. But on Instagram, I still see pretty much all of it when I do scroll through. But Twitter's a little more time consuming to scroll through. I follow a lot of talkers, so it's hours and hours. And I told you all that before. When I scroll, I get up in the morning and look at Twitter. Unless I'm tagged in it or I'm looking for a certain post, it can take up to 2 hours to scroll back through 8 hours from overnight when I was off of Twitter. And I just don't do it anymore. I don't scroll through Twitter anymore for 2 hours. So, yeah. Let's see. Pacola's saying hi to everybody. Thank you, Pacola. Yeah, here we go, Janet. Well, you want to send it to me so I can show it off? The portraits, the halfway done one was awesome. Hi, Riri. Who else am I missing? So yeah, I hope my voice holds out because, like I said, I'm a little stopped up this morning from the change in weather. So we're going to do a little bit of collage today, and maybe I can get a walk in between the rain because I think it's supposed to rain anytime. You're doctoring the photo, okay? Janet. Hi, Galena. Oh my gosh. How's the room coming? Piles are being scooted over, Pacola. Piles are scooted over. But I'm going to have to take like a couple of solid days where I can move things out and move things in because I don't have room to shuffle in here. I don't have room to do the craft dance. I guess, Pacola, we could I could do, usually I do my giveaways the first Wednesday of the month, but since my birthday falls on Tuesday, maybe I'll do my book giveaway on Monday. To celebrate my birthday, I do a giveaway. So maybe we can do that. So yeah, thanks, Pacola, for saying that. That's sweet. Hi, Ian. Drained. What? Are you sick, Ian? What's wrong with you? I feel like I have a head cold from the change in weather. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Ian? Juju says hi. I can't believe she is going to be 2 next month. I know already, Galena. They grow up fast. I'm telling you, they grow up fast. Hi, Starbuck. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Taylor. Hi. Oh, you are full of cold. You have a cold? Oh, I'm sorry, Ian. I know. Let's see. Happy hump day, Teresa. We'll just lay in bed and chill then, Ian, and just watch us on the DL. Hi, Diane. So if y'all are just joining us or watching the recording, I usually come on about 30 minutes early. I stream every Monday and Wednesday. That's my schedule. I'd stream random other times too, but every Monday and Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. But I usually come on about 8:30 to, say hi to everybody and chat. And yeah. Hi, Liam. I think that's right, Liam. Welcome. Hi, Colleen. Thanks everybody for stopping in, and thanks everybody that popped in last night. So yeah, just like to say good morning to everybody. And I did pull out these covers that I have from Sister Woman Jonna, Preppy Crafty Girl, and then her new Moleskine wrap. So I'm going to show those here in a minute. Riri. Riri's sympathizing with Ian. Hi, Claire. Anybody else I might have missed? Hope y'all are having a good hump day. Hi, Barbara. Thanks, everybody, for the thumbs up already. I appreciate it. Hi, Faithful Maz. Back on the road. Chat when I get to the office. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Faithful. Ashley, I was doing dishes and watching stream last. Oh, good. Well, thanks for stopping in, Ashley. It was good. Teresa, we're talking last night. I streamed until Oak Island came on, and they showed when that hurricane, I forgot the name of the hurricane, a few months ago, and it went up the coast and went up to Nova Scotia area. Jean's not here, but she could probably talk about more how it was up there. But it hit up there, and I mean, it didn't devastate it like it did down the islands, but it was bad enough to it washed some of the road away. This did some stuff up there, but it showed a lot of the hurricane. So and then after the hurricane, Dorian. Thank you. It was Hurricane Dorian. Yeah. Gaga Toots Oak Island is an island off the coast of Nova Scotia where there's supposedly buried treasure. And people have been hunting for it for a couple hundred years. So, yeah, you can look it up. It's all over the internet. Yeah. Just look up Oak Island. Yeah. Okay. Now you know what I'm talking about. Okay. And and they made it into a show. It's been on for, I'm thinking 7 seasons now. 7 seasons, I think. 6, 7. I lost count how many seasons. I do have some cranberry juice here to help my voice. Yeah, The Curse of Oak Island is the name of the show. Thank you, Janice. So we worked in this journal last night. I'll go ahead and explain what journal this is. I put this stuff here for when you go live, it takes a screenshot of whatever's there, whatever your camera's on. So I put some stuff here to have a thumbnail when I go live. And so that's what all this stuff, is sitting here. Plus, I'm going to show these. And then I've got collage stuff, and I have more collage stuff over here so I can show you what kind of stuff. Oh, you sent it, Janet? Okay. So you can see what kind of stuff I use, just some sample stuff. All right, let's see here. Janet messaged it to me. Okay. Oh, Janet, it needs to be a little bit brighter. Maybe I should fix it. Oh, you did do 2 of them. Don't complain about the photo. I'll take one later when the sun comes out. Okay, well, let me see. All right, I'll show the ones you sent, Janet. But they could be a little brighter. But Janet, let me go back because I'll show you the picture. Well, I'll show you one of the pictures because she obviously did 2. 2 different drawings of the same baby for 2 relatives. Am I right, Janet? Well, I'm not seeing the photo. It's not letting me scroll right now. There it goes. Oh, let's see. It's got to go back a little farther. I sent Janet some Christmas pictures, so there. It's a little further up. Okay, so here. Okay, so here's the photo she's working from. And then now let me scroll to the 2 pictures she's done. They're really good, Janet. I'm not looking real close at them yet, but let me scroll down and let me lighten up my phone just a little. So here's one of them. Did good, Janet. It's not going to let me click on it. Come on. There it goes. Good job, Janet. And then the other one she did is right above it. Again, let's see if it'll let me. There it goes. Good job. So cute. It's a cute baby, too. Awesome job, Janet. Awesome. They're going to love it. You'll have to tell us what they say when you give them to them. Oh, thanks, Picola. Yeah, use all caps, guys, when you're talking to me. Good job. And did I miss anything on Instagram? Oh, I did see this morning. Oh, it went away. There's one from Colleen. Colleen did this collage. She's working on that. So Colleen is the scrap chick. And Julie Topaz. Oops, that's not what I want. And this just popped up. Let's see. No, it's Topaz Pearl Girl is her name there. I love this. Look, she did all these swatches. And I love that photo. I love that photo of all those swatches. All right, let me go back over here to Colleen again. I just saw that just popped up. I hadn't had a chance to see what else she posted. I like that one. Oh, I like this, Colleen. Like watercolor in the background. Here comes my babies. Here come the babies. Just trip over the edge. Oh my gosh. Now you can't go that way by the cords. You can't go that way. They love those cords. He does especially. So do you ever use Singer spray for you? No, I don't use anything. I don't nah. It's usually what it usually is, Terry, with my throat is changing the weather. The change in the weather will just make me a little stopped up. So magic. Okay, so that was magicals and alcohol. That's how you swatch the easy way. Just cut them out. Cut them out, Julie. That's good. Oh my gosh. I know. I love that swatch one. Okay, so let's see. All right. Well, I guess I can go ahead and get started. So this is what we were working on last night, and I've shown the book before. I do have a couple pages, like I need to put this one in here. So we worked last night on, let me put a post-it note here so I can find them easy, because I did go just kind of random through the book. So what this book is, it is from a stack of paper by Dina Wakely, her collage papers. And according to Colleen, there is a second stack. It comes in a book. It's like a book of scrapbook paper type. When I say scrapbook papers, just so y'all can identify with what I'm talking about. You can do whatever you want with them. She calls them a collage book or something like that. So this is her from one of the pages from the book. And I think there's like 50 pages in there. I think there's like 20 or 25 cardstock ones, heavy cardstock ones. And then these pages are duplicated on just paper. Now, these are not in the order that they were in the book. I took them all out of the book. I punched them. I used my Happy Planner rings. These are the metal ones. And if you make your own journal with the Happy Planner rings that you can just buy individually in a little box at any Michael's, Hobby Lobby, I'm assuming Joann's, although I haven't checked Joann's. Anyway, you don't have to use the metal ones. They are a little more expensive, but if you use the metal ones, it seems like the pages turn easier on the metal because it's a disc bound system. So there's like a little lip. There's like a little lip on these discs, and the paper, once you punch it, kind of just sits on that lip of those rings. And so I made my own journal out of that paper stack. Now you do have to have the punch. Now it is the same punch as the ARC system. You know, if you know what the ARC system is from like the Office brand, the Office Supply brand. But Happy Planner made, I think there's one in pink and teal. But anyway, get them when they're on sale, coupon, get them on Amazon, probably cheaper. And so you only can punch a couple at a time, especially if it's cardstock. So it does take a minute, not going to lie. It does take a minute to punch a whole journal because I punched her papers and I punched blank paper. So you can see every other sheet or two, I have some blank papers in here too. And I have a couple different kind of papers. I put some regular thin sketchbook paper, and then I put some of the heavier Canson mixed media paper cut down. And I left the other paper, the Dina Wakely papers, a little longer. So just so you can see there. You can make them any size you want because, and this is just 9 rings. It comes with 11 rings. So when you buy the little box of rings, there's 11 rings in it. So if you want the bigger, 8.5 by 11 size Happy Planners, or make your own. But I like, this is what's called the classic size, which is 9 rings. But here's, I got 2 of them sitting here. Here's my 2 leftover ones. So these are the extra large ones that you can buy them a little smaller as well. But I would recommend, you don't have to, but recommend buying the metal ones because of the metal that makes the papers smoother when you open and close the book. Okay. But the plastic ones are good too. They're just not quite as smooth, especially if you pack it full. If you're only going to use about half this, and I don't know that it matters as much because the paper, is not fighting against a stack, right? So, all right, let's see. Crystal, who else is popping in? Thanks, everybody, for being here. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Thumbs up or thumbs down, either one counts as a watch. So thanks, guys. We always get more likes than not. So, and so last night I worked in it for a couple hours. I was working in it, and I said, well, let me just go ahead and turn on the camera. I'll just go ahead and turn on the camera while I'm working in it. So what I did is a few pages, and I'm using the papers themselves as inspiration for my blank paper. So let's see. Let's zoom in just a little. Let's zoom in 1 or 2. And then let's lighten it up just a little bit. There we go. There we go. And so like these colors right here, this kind of yellow and coral colors is what I use as inspiration for here. Now I will do a couple more painty paper pages. Thanks, stars. I'll do 1 or 2 more of these just so you can see, if you weren't here last night, how I do these. So you can see that color wave. And then I did these 2 colors based off of this one, this little face. And then I did this color based off of this one, which I got ink on it right there, but I don't care. It's and then I did a few other ones throughout. This page right here, these colors are based off of this page. And it's just acrylic paint. It's just, I like Americana, Deco Art Americana. but any craft paint. And when you see me do my collages, my posters, my altered book, anytime you see me painting with acrylic, it's this. And one of the reasons, other than just budget friendly, one of the other reasons that I like craft paint is matte craft paint. It's not shiny. It's not gloss. It's not, well, sometimes I'll use metallic, but I always tell you when it's metallic. One of the reasons that I like the matte craft paint is because you can color pencil over it. You can do things with color pencil on it that you can't do. Like, let's just say you did a black background with color pencil. You can't color pencil back on top of that, but you can always color pencil on top of craft paint. And it just works awesome. So that's one of the reasons I like it, other than there's so many colors and they're like $1 a jar. Can't beat that. Sometimes they're 30% off, like Hobby Lobby every month or so has a 30% off. So you can get them for like 70 cents, 75 cents. So that's when I usually stock up. I love my sales. And speaking of sales and doing collage, don't forget, if you have a Books A Million, right now all the calendars are on sale at Barnes & Noble and Books A Million. But if you have a Books A Million, the calendars are right now 50% off. The first week of February, which should be, maybe it might start this coming weekend or next week. I don't know the exact date it starts, but the first week of February, all their calendars for as many years as I can remember go on sale for $3. That includes date planners, anything with a calendar from 2000, any calendar. They want to get rid of all their calendars, and so they go on sale for $3. That's a time to stock up on calendars. So, and I did pull a bunch of different kinds of collage fodder just so you can see, different collage fodder. And that's what we're going to do. So last night I wanted to paint some of these pages. Let's see, did I do any more at the front? Yeah, I did this one here. And this one I added some stencil onto it. And I didn't put them in last night. I left them out to dry. You want to make sure if your paper's wet, especially if it's a thinner paper, you want to make sure it's 100% dry. Otherwise, if you try to pop these back in when the paper's wet, you'll probably end up tearing it, right? So you can see they stay in there just nice. If you want to take it out, you just do that. And then you just pop them back in. That's what I love about the disc journal. Any kind of disc planners or disc journals is because you can take them out, work on it, and put it back in. It's just, that's one of the nice things about the disc bound. So we worked on this one last night, and then I added some stencil to this side of the original collage paper. And so they kind of go together. I don't know which one I'm going to work on yet. I have all different papers pulled. And so I'm just going to do some collage in it. Okay, I think that's all I did close to the front. Then I just kind of flipped through the whole book. I'm not going to flip through. If you want to see a flip of all the Dina Wakely pages, I did that on last night's video. So you can see every page if you want. This one I left out to dry. This one curled just a little bit. It'll flatten out, especially when I work on the back. Okay. I did some ink on this one, some acrylic ink. And so I haven't had a chance to answer my comments this morning from last night, but somebody did ask what ink I was talking about. This is acrylic, FW acrylic inks. You can use whatever kind of inks, but it has a stopper on it. And I just take the stopper and the dauber and just, that's how I did this messy little bit there to make it kind of mimic that. So, yeah, so we did that one. And I just put Post-it notes on so I could get to them quickly. This one, and I think I did front and back of this one. And one of the nice things about it is if you do front and back, and I noticed one of them, I did it the wrong side because I want them facing the page that I did. Well, I had done this way. Well, I just flipped it over. So you can do whichever side. If it's until you collage something on it, make a scene or something, then you're going to want, to have it going the right way. But for right now, they're just some painty papers. Hi, Linda. Let's see. Shelly, Holly D, Shauna. I know I'm probably missing some people coming in. Thanks, everybody. And if you stopped in last night, thanks for being here last night. So again, I'll put blank papers in between. I have a couple. Some have two in between as I work in the book. Then here's another one. We did this one last night to go along with this one. So, and then I just used one of these lids like this, put it in the black paint, and then just did circles like that, kind of mimic that one. And that's it. That's all I did last night. So I think I'll go ahead and let's go ahead this one here. It's kind of similar to the one we just did, but I like this page. So we'll work on this page, and then we'll do some collaging. This one already reminds me of space with planets. So this one's already grabbing me, right? So we'll work on this. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and show Jonna's different kind of journals that she makes. Journal covers, I should say. The papers, the inserts do not come. The buttons, the stickers, this is all my own addition to these. Okay. But if you buy her Adorables, which that I named them that years ago. But anyway, she makes these TN covers. Now mine are packed full, and I think she said something about making some wider ones so you could put more in. But she has this two strap. I think there's two what do you call it, elastics in there, and then I've just kind of packed mine in there so they have a little bit of overhang, which I don't care. I don't mind an overhang on the TNs. All my TNs, let me show you a couple other ones I'm working in. I make myself laugh. Okay, so I have this one. This where's Janet? This one right here, and you can see and you can double up your inserts by hooking two together and then using the strap that you hook the two together to attach to the individual strap. Then I also have the one Xandra sent me, which I've added to. And this is this journal here is Dina Wakely. So this is Diane Reevely. Diane Reevely's one. So Xandra sent me this with some of these, and then I added some more because Tuesday morning had some of these on sale, had some of the inserts on sale. So I bought me a couple more. So I'm working on this one. So I'm working on multiple travelers. Okay. So there's that. Let's see. Then I'm also working in this one. Well, I just put this one together. So I'm going to say I haven't done anything much in this one because I just put this one together. So this is the Navi. I got the orange one. Janet got the red one. And it comes with, I think, 3 of the cream color paper, brown cover, cream on the inside. And I wanted white paper in it. So I took out those inserts and I put in 2 like little hardback journals. And then I made my own with paper here. Let me go to that. I made 2 of my own little signatures. They're just, all they are is folded over papers. So I made 2 of my own little inserts in here because I just didn't want the cream color booklets that came with it. So those are the current books I'm working in. Please tell us when you have the time to do this. It's all I do, Crystal. That's why I had to start walking. I had to make myself start walking. So I think I'm going into week 9. I'm going into week 9 of eating healthier and walking a mile a day. And a mile a day only takes 20 minutes, guys. It doesn't take long. If you're just sitting at your desk arting all day, and if you're physically able, I know a lot of people, that come here are not physically able to get out and walk. But if you are physically able to get out and walk, then get out and walk a mile a day. It only takes 20 minutes. and I log it on my watch, and I try to, and you can just, you don't have to log it. All you have to do is go map it out. You can drive your car up and down your street and see how many trips it takes to make a mile, and then just walk a mile every day. Oh yeah, I sleep. Usually, Lisbeth. Now, last night was an exception to being online and streaming. I don't usually stream at night very often, but I was working on that journal, and I said, "Well, I'll just go ahead and turn on my camera while I'm working on it." But I usually turn everything off by 6 o'clock. Now, I still have my phone. I still do. Twitter and Instagram and all that, but I try to read. Hubster and I try to read every night. And now there's a couple of exceptions as far as watching. I do participate in, I'm a mod on Blacklist Universe. Mike S. Miller, when he does his Drawn and Quartered on Wednesday night, which is tonight, by the way. So if you like to watch comic artist draw, it's like a little friendly contest, and the audience gets to vote. The audience gets to vote on which drawing they like the best. And Mike and Edwin pick a topic. So it's a different. Last week it was Star Wars. They pick a topic every week, and then they usually have, I don't know, between 7 and 10 artists on, and they draw for 2 hours. And I usually mod. Um, um, and then they have a contest, and then at the end of the 2 hours you vote. Now here's the problem for me of that show. It starts at 7 on the West Coast, which is where Mike lives, which is 10 my time. So it doesn't even start for me until 10:15 and lasts for 2 hours. So on Wednesday night is my one really late night. Wednesday night's my one really late night. I've lost 80 pounds from work. Oh, awesome, Ashley. Yeah, Ashley, I showed y'all last week. If y'all don't follow Ashley on Instagram, she's lost 80 pounds working out and walking. So I've been eating healthy and walking a mile a day, and I've lost, I think, somewhere between 14 and 15 pounds in 9 weeks. And just eating healthy. I'm not like on a diet. I'm just, eating healthier. I am watching my calories, but it's not so much dieting. It's just eating. I can eat whatever I want. I just don't eat what I don't need. Like I haven't had any potato chips or Cheetos or French fries in 9 weeks, and I don't really miss it. If I get a Chick-fil-A sandwich, I just take the top bread off and just eat the sandwich like on one piece of bread. Things like that. Little things like that. You'd be surprised how it adds up. Now, one of the things that I really should give up is move to something different is this is simply cranberry juice. And it's, it's got sugar in it and stuff. One of the benefits of my eating healthy is in my coffee. Since I was maybe a kid, I don't put sugar in my coffee, but I have not Cremora, almond milk, nothing takes the place of whole milk for my coffee taste. And I'm not a Starbucks person. I don't go there and get, mocha lava cappuccino. I don't do all that like Cam and Boo do. But I like whole milk in my coffee. And that's the only time, other than maybe a bowl of cereal once a month, that I really drink any milk at all. I don't drink glasses of milk. I don't drink, and I have very little cereal. So I don't drink a lot of milk. So the only milk, what's the name of what show, Eula? I just thought, what's the name of the show? You mean this show? This is Coffee and Art in the Morning, which, by the way, I forgot to tweet. Let me tweet real quick. So I do have my whole milk in my coffee, but that's the only milk I have. So anyway, my whole point of saying that is get out and walk for 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes a day. It makes so much of a difference, especially if you're like me and sit and do this all day long and, stream and make art, commissions. All right, let me tweet real quick. In the morning live. Let's put a coffee cup, a little artist, a little palette, link in profile. So anyway, and my streams are, as you know, they're live. I don't edit. I don't do any of that. Just what you see is what you get. Hi, Mark. How you doing? Hi, Sally, Linda, Scoobs. Hey, Scoobs, dilute your juice in your glass with more water. Yeah, I guess I could do that. I could do that because I do like my cranberry juice. But like here, if I would just use half of that and half cold water, I could do that. That's a good idea, Scoobs. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. So now let's go on to John, finish talking about John's, and Pacola or Colleen or both can put in, or any of the mods can put in a link to Preppy, Crafty Girl Jonna. I call her Sister Woman. She is Darcy Glam's sister. If y'all remember, Darcy and Jonna used to stream before she went to Australia. She went to Australia for a year and worked with Hillsong to learn how to be, I think, as a camera operator, a TV camera operator. And so she spent a year there, and I'm not sure she's going to end up going back. But before that, she had made these adorables to help Dominica. Is that it? Or Dominica? Not Dominica Republic, but an island when they had a disaster. And this was some years ago. So she made a bunch of these to sell and to help them. I have two of them. And this one is reversed. This is the other side here. Let me flip this over. So I reversed this one. So this is the way this one should actually go. But I like the polka dot, so I reversed it. But they're flexible, and they have interfacing in them, so you can see they're very sturdy, but they're very soft at the same time. And she used to have tons of fabric choices to make these. So I have this one, and again, all the little doodads and stickers, that's all my addition. Same thing for this one. I know, is Eileen here? Don't look, Eileen. This flamingo one, and again, this one has a hot pink polka dot one in the inside. And so anyway, these fit your standard traveler's notebooks. But her newest project to put on her Etsy is this one, which is a Moleskine wrap. So she makes these journal wraps, and it doesn't have to be a moly. It can be anything that is, I think it's 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. I'll measure it again. The standard Moleskine journal size. Now mine, and I saw somebody ask this, and I think I addressed it during the show, but I'll go ahead and say it again because last night I saw somebody asking about it, and I think somebody answered it in the chat. But I have the extended, or I forget what it's called, but it's the extra thick moly. It doesn't matter about that. You can even have a thicker journal. The Beast would probably fit in here, Janet. I'm not sure how tall it is, but it's not so much the thickness. It's the size of this journal, okay, which I think is 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. The thickness of the journal doesn't matter because let's just say this was thicker. Well, as long as it's not thicker than this, I still have another maybe another extra 1.5 inches to play with here. See, you could get this really thick and it would still wrap. So what it does, Dominica, or Dominic, Dominica, I think is how you say it. So she made it with this one has 3 pin pockets, and this one has a pocket over here. I put her little note in here, but she said that this, and I'm going to show it both ways, this was made to fit the little watercolor. Look. Now it's going to be extra thick with that in here. But if you don't have pins in this, and you have, let me just grab a handful. If you have paint brushes in this side, then this side's going to be thinner. When you have thicker pins, that makes this side thicker. But if you're going to use it as a watercolor, then you can put your watercolor here and your pins here, and it's still gonna fit if you want to make it a travel a traveling journal cover. Now, I'm not going to do that with the watercolor. I'll use it for, like a regular journal. But just so you can see that it fits in there. Okay. So I'm going to put my little cards back in there from her. And so there's 3 pockets on this side. And I just had 3 big pins on this one. My graph gear, a pencil, another brush pen, my Sharpie pen, another brush pen. So you can see it holds a lot of pins. I could probably even squeeze one more in there. I know, right, Janet? Well, go to her Etsy shop. Okay, so then it has a flap here, or a ribbon, like a grosgrain ribbon, and it is tight to get it in there. You have to like literally make sure it's perfectly lined up to get it in there, which is what you want. You don't want this, you don't want it like real floppy, right? So I got that in there like that. But what's nice is you pull your elastic through as well. Okay. And then when you close it, you can still use your elastic. Okay. So let's see if I can set that up so you can see. Okay. And again, the Moleskine is, I think it's 5 1/4. Yeah, 5 1/4 by 8 and just barely over 8 1/4, but pretty much close to 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. And again, if you can use the regular size, which is thinner than this, or this extended oversized one, and they'll both fit. And then you just put your flap on, your elastic on there. You close your pins. You close this side here, and then this wraps around. It's a nice long, wraps twice. It'll wrap twice, and then you can just tuck it in like this. You can make it as neat as you want. You could put some little charms, put some little charms on it. Oh, her covers are sold out. She'll make more. She'll make more, Crystal. So y'all keep her link. That was quick. Keep her link handy. And we'll work on her to hurry up, make some more. She hand makes every one of these, guys. They're all handmade. So keep her link handy, and we'll be watching for her to restock. Okay. Yeah, I think I highly say the Electrum. Yeah, I think it might be the same size. The Electrum in 1917 journal. Yeah. Okay, so Colleen said the boho is left. This one here, the wrap one is left, Colleen. Okay, so there you go. So she makes the wrap ones and the travelers. So go and check out her Etsy. If you turn it upside down, do the pins fall out? No. I'll shake it real hard. Yeah, if I shook it real hard, but I had to really shake it. But then I wasn't really, I wasn't trying to put them in there. I guess if I really stuck them down, and I could put even one more in there to make it a little more, I could still put some more in there. I could probably put 2 more in there. I imagine if I put 1 more in there, it's not going to fall out. And I didn't go to the trouble to wrap this extra tight. I mean, you could wrap this real tight to make sure. Let's wrap it real tight to make sure that nothing falls out. So if you wrap it real tight, then no. Then they won't fall out. So there you go. All right. Let's see. She has the denim and canvas too, and you can decorate it. Oh, okay, Mama 4. So, look, and I'll try to remember to put a link in my description box at the end of the show, after the show's over, to her Etsy shop. So there you go, guys. I want to like to promote people. All right, so let's go back to what we were working on last night, which I'm not going to show these again that I just showed. But we're going to go ahead and work on another page, and then we're going to start collaging. So what I did, this one happens to be, some papers are thinner, some are thicker. On some of the pages I worked on last night were thinner. This one happens to be the Canson mixed media. And, you know, if you're not used to working on, and I'm going to turn, let's just flip. Here's another, that's another thing nice about the ring bound, this bound, you can completely flip it over. If you're not used to working on a lot of paint and collage and mixed media, I would recommend a mixed media paper, a thicker, or a cardstock weight, because otherwise you might be, your paper going to start curling a little and you're going to freak out. Where I know that if I work front and back, the little bit of curl in the paper is going to go away by the time I'm done with the whole process. So, but if you're afraid it's going to, it's going to wrinkle, it's going to bend, it's going to, you know, then make sure you have a nice weight mixed media paper. Oh yeah. As long as you cut tight, put the strap around tight, Scooby. I didn't even think about it, you know, because I'm not going to put it in a purse. My purse is it's about that big. It holds a wallet and my phone. So now if I go like to visit Denise, I have bags to take, you know, if I go visit or something. But just going out and going to the store, I don't carry, I carry, you know, a little tiny, just a little tiny note thing just to write notes down on. Or you can carry Post-it notes around. Just something to write with. I always have something to write with. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and paint this, and then I'll show you some of the collage fodder that I pulled to work on it. All right, so what we did last night is, let me get my paints back out here, is I started with a white base on all the pages that I showed you a minute ago. I'm going to show you the exact same process. So let's see what colors I want to use. I'm probably going to want to use a little bit of a brighter yellow and maybe some purple. Let's put that down just a little. Some dioxazine purple and some, maybe, I don't quite want this dark a teal. Let's go with a mintier, this color, and let's see what color this one is. I think that's the same. What color? Do I want a blue in there? Maybe I want just the dioxazine, this minty color. Well, let's just go with that. If I want to add some more blue or something after a while, we can. All right, so, and it's again, it's just all craft paint. So the first thing I do is you can either use your palette knife or a brush and put a layer of white, either paint or gesso down. And I know I'm going to have more white out than that. Okay. And put down a layer of white so that the other colors that you're going to put on have something to glide on. And again, you can use gesso if you rather, or just white paint. If y'all have any questions, put them in caps. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. All right, so now I'm going to take my plastic palette knife here, and I'm just going to scrape in some color. So let's see, maybe I'll put in some purple. And I'm doing it this way because that's kind of how this one's going, right? And then, I got to get my baby wipes. And I just use, the baby wipes I use are just Huggy Naturals. Huggy Naturals. No aloe, no soap. I don't want the kind that when you do this, they're kind of a soapy. I don't want that. Okay, so you got to clean off your palette knife or your brush in between the colors. Otherwise, you're going to get mud. Okay, so I'll put some of that. Yeah, I think I am going to need some real true blue in here. Let's see. What color blue do I want? Yeah, let's go with slate blue. So I'll put a little bit of slate blue in there too. Okay. So I'll put some slate blue and then maybe just a little yellow. Okay, so I'm just going to put down a little bit of color like this, and I'm constantly cleaning off my palette knife or my brush. And because otherwise you're going to just make mud. So right now there's just white on there. So I'm going to take a little bit of white and some of these colors and just kind of, you know, play a little bit, smooth some out. Some you might want to keep kind of sketchy and scratchy. You know, you can do however you want. It's your page. Okay. But clean your brush in between. Otherwise, you're going to have mud. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time just kind of mixing, you know, kind of blending some out, cleaning off, adding some more white, leaving some areas maybe a little sketchy like that. All right, so then you got what you have to do before you continue on with too much is you got to dry in between. Hi, there's Jonna. Jonna, I just got done showing your journals again. So if y'all have any questions, the Preppy Crafty girl's there. She'll answer your questions on the journal. If y'all want me to say anything, hi, Eileen. If there's anything you want me to say out loud, then just put it in caps, okay? All right, so now I'm going to get my heat gun and dry this. And it's a little thick here, so you might want to kind of, you know, if you got big lumps of paint, it's fine to have the lumps of paint, but they do take longer to dry. You got the abstract fabric. Oh, good, Jennifer. Yeah, there's some good ones. So this is the same process I was doing last night. Then I'll take my palette knife again, and if I want to scrape you know, some more white or any color, but the white gives it a cool texture. So if you want to add some more something to it, you see how it's kind of gives it that textury look. Okay, and then while that's wet, you can take your paintbrush again and maybe you want to soften some of the edges. Now that the colors are dry, you can go over them on the edges if you want, or not. You might want them just to go right off the edge. And I might go back when I'm collaging. I might go back in here and put more of the same color, or paint over some. Or I'm just making the pages the base pages. Okay, I'm just getting some base colors down for whatever I want to do. All right, so I might want to bring this around more. And then again, you've got to keep cleaning your brush or palette knife in between, which you'll use a lot. And in collage, in my version of how I work with collage, I use a lot of baby wipes anyway. So, all right, so now let's dry that. Okay, so maybe I like these circle elements. I might want one of those over here. So again, last night I used one of these Simply Cranberry lids. And let's see, maybe let's go with the mint green to make a circle. Now, what I usually do, I'll go ahead and do it in here. Well, let's do it on this one. What I usually do is I'll put the paint out. If I want to use it as a stamp, you know, you can just put a little bit of color out like this, and then take your lid and just kind of spin it around. Make sure you get the whole thing. And then let's just say I want one right there. Okay, so now I've got a circle there. It's hard to see, but what I'm going to do with that now is in that circle, I'll go ahead and white that in. So I'm just kind of mimicking that element. Maybe add just a touch of purple. I could make this a moon in here if I want. I think I want to scrape in some. So let's just go with that for a second and dry it. Again, got to keep cleaning your brush. Keep cleaning your palette knife or whatever it is you're using so you don't make mud. I love this type of journal. Did you make your own? Yeah, no, I made my own, Jamie. Made my own using Dina Wakely's collage papers and white paper. Okay, so now let's go in here and maybe do a little more. Maybe some white in there. And then I can go around this again with some accents. I'm just kind of showing you. I could do a purple. Let's see. Let's go with this again. And let's pick up some. Do I have room here? I don't know if I have room here. I'm going to pick up the purple. Let's go over here and spin it. Get it all around the edge. Maybe make a more definitive circle like that. You do whatever. You know, it's fun to play with it. All right, so let's dry that, and then I'm going to show you some collage. So hello to anybody I missed saying hello to. I'm going to go ahead and clean my brush in water. And you do need to do that every now and then if you're doing a lot of, cleaning and wiping and clean, but it's still going to crust up on your brush. So every now and then you do need to like really wash it off. Let's put just a little more white in there. Okay. Just because I think it needs it. And then just, constantly cleaning. All right, so let's see. No comments or anything. Let's move this out of the way. And, all right. So now let me show you some of the different collage things I pulled. And this is just a sample of, I have rub-ons, transfers you can use. If you like doing an art journal, it doesn't have to necessarily be a collage world. You can make it into your art journals using, different WordFetti. You can use WordFetti and, your usual art journaling fodder. But me, I like to do collage worlds. So that's what we're going to do. Now, hi, BDI Beth. My idea for this, though, is not to completely, I don't necessarily, and I say that and I don't know. I might end up doing it more in depth. But I like, usually I like a lot of outer space, a lot of dark. Let me just pull one of my abandoned places just to kind of show you. I like a lot of dark. Let me find one. A lot of outer space, a lot of painting, waterfalls. Let me just keep flipping here a couple more. So I do a lot of this kind of thing, but I'm going to try my best to keep this a little bit lighter touch, because I can do all the darker, I can do my darker space scenes, my sci-fi type stuff, the space and stuff. I can do that in my big posters or my abandoned. And so this one, I think I want to try to keep it a little lighter, a little airier. Oh, thank you, Linda. So, all right. That's wet. Let me dry that real quick. So some of the collage fodder I pulled, you can use, for instance, y'all know I like a lot of watches. I did pull a few just to have some ready if I need them. I like the element of time in my collages. So I did pull a few little watches just in case I want to put that in there. I wanted to show you that in magazines, when you have a lot of background, like this was advertising a watch, but it had this stuff in the background with the watch up here. Well, let's take this for an example because it has that color in there. And I could cut down this and it automatically becomes like hills and mountains. And again, in my collage, I have a lot of abstract stuff going on. And I don't necessarily go, okay, this means that, and this means this. I like people to look at my stuff and envision their own worlds, envision their own, what do they see in it? Is that a little light? Or are we good? Since I pulled that, maybe I just need to zoom in one. So, I could add this on here. Now, if I go over the edges here where it's punched, I'm going to try not to. But if you do, that will reinforce your whole, you'll have to repunch that or just not go to the edge there. But just so you can kind of see how you can start to build something with just a background, image, right? And then, of course, I can paint on this as well. So I might glue this down, and then I might want some darker, let's just say some darker purple in there. Let's get a smaller brush. I could go in here and maybe make, whoops, clean that off. Got into the other color. I could do other colors in here as well. So you can paint over, you can alter anything with paint, with acrylic paint. Know what I mean, Vern? So you can go over it, but then you can also paint in more of your own stuff. This is just like your inspiration. It's just like, and just build you a world out of it and just use your imagination. Don't be afraid. I think sometimes what happens is you think, oh, well, what if I do this, like paint this hills purple and it doesn't look good? Then what? You get all freaked out. Maybe I should zoom in just a little. Eileen is shopping. Eileen is shopping. Now, I haven't put matte medium. I haven't glued this down yet, so there's no matte medium on it. So I am painting over a slick magazine. It might take 2 coats because it's a slick magazine. So sometimes that might happen if you haven't glued it down yet. But I'm going to use my matte medium to glue everything down, just kind of laying things out. I'm just kind of showing you some collage fodder right now. Okay, some collage elements. Okay, so there's an example of just a little piece of background, paper, right? Okay, so I pulled quite a bit of that. All different kinds of colors and background, just, random. Here's another one that could maybe go, these two might end up being part of that. Well, that's a little too teal. That one's a little same color as that. But so that's one thing that you can use is just random. Oh, this one might work well. Look at that, guys. Look at that arch. Look at that arch. It's like perfect. That arch. I might have to use this arch in here. So, of course, it's got paint on it from getting in the dish over here. So let's get that off. And then I'm going to show you some of the some of the other collage stuff I pulled. Let's go ahead and cut this down now because I'm kind of liking that. A piece of this in there. See? And also torn edges. Torn edges are much easier to blend with paint than are cut edges, although you can do either one. But all right, so maybe I'm going to like this. I think I'm going to tear a little of this off. And again, if I don't want to go over it's probably easier just to paint in here rather than trying to glue collage over it and then repunch. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's see, maybe about right there. And let's just trim this down just a little. Something like that. And I'm just, right now, I'm just playing. I'm just kind of laying things out, just kind of playing with it, seeing what I want to do. Yeah, torn. Yeah. Did you ask a question about it? Yeah. It's easier to paint things in on a torn edge. If you paint things in, if you try to paint in a harsh edge, like blend it in, if you try to do that, it will, oh, that's a nice little piece right there. I might like that. The other side might be. Kind of like that. Although I do like the white triangle up there. So maybe I'll keep that white triangle. You just play around. You just got to move things around, play with things. I kind of like that too. But then I could probably put it in here too. Maybe another mountain. So just kind of play around, move things around. See what you like. Oh, the look of the torn edges doesn't look as stiff. Yeah. And also, if you're trying to blend things in, like I call it reverse collage, like you saw when I like paint in a whole scene, it's easier to, let's see, let me get this. Oh, cats are bringing me toys. Let's see if I can find an example here. Maybe on this one. So if you want to blend edges in, it's easier if it's torn. It won't have a harsh edge, right? Okay, so maybe that, I don't know yet. I haven't decided. All right, so let me show you a couple other things you'll know. Like I said, I love my watches and clocks, and I love doing hands of time. Now, here's another thing you can do. I'm using this as an inspiration paper, but that doesn't mean I can't come over here and work on this paper as well. So, like if I want, maybe I'll want some element of time on this page. I could mimic it on this side as well, or not, don't have to. But if I want to, could do that. You like it so far, Colleen? Yeah, I'm just I just play as I go, and I'm not. Don't be afraid. It's when you are afraid to try something, and it's like, here's my thought. It's just you guys. If y'all don't like it, or if I don't like it, oh well, it's just a piece of paper. We can start over. It's not like, it's okay. Oh, thank you so much, Jennifer, for the $10 super chat. I want to make sure and write the names down, super chatters. And also, guys, if you super chat or PayPal me, make sure you send me your address if you want a piece of art that month. Because, and I think I have Jennifer. I think I have your address, but email me. Here's my email address. Email me your address. And I got to click on the chat line so I can send you a thank you. I try to send out envelopes of little art and thanking people. So let me write this down. So if I don't have your address, send it to me. Okay, carrying on. Thank you, Jennifer. That's very sweet. Did she say something in the chat? Let me make sure I didn't not read it. Okay, she says, great tips and your mods are amazing. I look forward to watching your live vids. Hugs, Jennifer. Oh, you're in Savannah. I want to one of these days get down and meet Anne Mama Fruit Bat Ann in Savannah. Have you met her yet, Jennifer? Or do you watch her show? Do you watch Ann in Savannah? This could be another little piece of a something, or it could go right here. I kind of like that. Kind of like that on top. Adding a little bit more dark down there. And I'm going to glue all this in. Another tip is if you lay out a collage and you're afraid you're going to forget where it was, take a picture with your phone. Take a picture with your phone, and then you can look at the picture and get it back. You know, see what you did. John has said, I have several pics of Dweety's art. I got to pick through her. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sister Woman Jonna and Darcy have been here a few times. And yeah, I let her pick through some of my art cards. Eileen says she ordered the Tim Holtz one because right on top of the front it says Queen Seal. I didn't see what Tim Holtz. What did you order, Eileen? The Tim Holtz what? Hi, Carla. Carla's another one that's always so encouraging in the chat, making everybody feel welcome. Thank you. Thank you all that make everybody feel welcome in the chat. I really appreciate that because you know I do. There she goes. Please hit the thumbs up. Y'all know I do look away to do on the work on the project, and I do miss, some of the chat. So thanks, guys. Thanks for those of you. Hi, Mary Beth. Thanks to those of you that are friendly to the new people. Oh, Eileen ordered an Adobe. Oh, there's a Tim Holtz one? What does that mean? Did you make one with Tim Holtz fabric? Is that what it is, Jonna? I know Tim had some fabric for a while, didn't he? I think. Yeah, the Tim Holtz fabric. Okay, awesome. Of course she did. Of course. Of course Eileen ordered a Tim Holtz one. Okay, so I think it needs a little bit of yellow down here. So I think I'm just going to pick, and I might end up covering this back up. Just put a little bit of yellow right in there. It just kind of needed it. And again, this is kind of shifting around because I haven't glued it down yet. Keep my baby wipes handy here. All right, so if I have a couple of watch parts, this one may need, I don't know, I might need it's kind of subtle, but that might be good. This one's got the watch hands on it. All right, so some other collage fodder that I have to show you. This one is space stickers. I don't use a lot of stickers in my collage, but this has space stickers and planets. If you want to make planets, the easiest way to make planets is to have a couple different size punches. Let me get one here. I have two different size punches, and to have some kind of paper that you like, or it could even be some of this that I had over here that I was using. See, I already got paint all over everything. But and punch out your papers, and this makes awesome planets. Okay, that one's kind of not very, it's a little, let me get something a little more patterny. Okay, so here's some, this is a calendar page. This is a calendar page, and it's Tiffany stained glass. Okay, but look, you can let's take this larger punch. And you can use punches to make planets. That kind of thing. Okay, let's see. Do I want a little bit more color? Something like that. And so those colors mimic these colors. And again, this is all shifting, but we're going to end up gluing it down. So you can make planets real easy with punches. And of course, you can cut things out on your Cameo, your Cricut, your, whatever machines you have as well. Hi, Suze. Who else is here? I said hi to Holly D. Hi, DeMonte. Anybody else I missed? Mama 4. Okay, Mama 4, have a good day. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. And again, you could add some more stuff over here if you want. I might want a little more, but I just kind of like it like this. I'm just really kind of just liking it just like that. But you can add more. But I wanted to show you different kind of things that you can use for collage fodder. So calendar pages, I just happen to have these Tiffany ones out. There's wrapping papers. Like you can get different kinds of wrapping papers. And you can get them on Amazon, or you can get them in your party section. You can get them at Hallmark, any place that they sell wrapping paper. This happens to be a book of them, a book of wrapping paper, but you can buy individual ones. Okay. You can also use your napkins. Let me grab a couple of those. And or tissue paper. I kind of like that little fallen piece there. Let's see. Let me pull a couple things here. So napkins. You can use, like, I have a napkin journal. So I have a whole journal of just napkins. I know y'all have seen it a gazillion times. But, and you can use your napkins in a napkin journal. The other thing you can use are tissue papers. Decorative tissue papers, and glue some of this. I might use some of this just because it just, I pulled it and it's going, oh, speak to me. So you can do that. So there's all different kind of wrapping papers. Like I said, this one just happens to be in a book of sea creatures, plants. All right, so there's that. You can use, here's another piece of calendar page, And again, don't forget, guys, that backgrounds in magazines. Oh, let me get another magazine here. Backgrounds in magazines. This is a new high fructose. I haven't read it yet, so I'm not going to cut this one up till I read it. And there are naked bodies in here sometimes, so I got to be careful of that. All right, but look at this right here. Just isolate the colors. Look at the colors. You could just use a little piece, a little snippet, a little, something off of it. Let me find another thing with colors. Okay, look at this jacket. What if you just used one little strip out of there or look, see those, that could be hills again. Hills, there's a star right there. Just use little bits and pieces of it. And backgrounds in advertising. Okay, then there are also books like Catherine Anderson's here, who makes books for collage use. And I have her door books. Colleen, I think, has every book that Catherine Anderson has ever made. But she makes these books and sells them on Amazon. And they're awesome. They're high quality magazine photo quality, excellent quality. And she makes these. It's her photography. Let me move this for just a second because I don't have room here to set it down. And she makes it for your personal use. Okay, Artful Dabbler, thank you for stopping in. Give me a thumbs up on the way out the door. And Pacola did ask when I'm going to do my birthday celebration. And my birthday is next Tuesday, and I don't stream on Tuesday. So I'll probably do a birthday stream on Monday I usually give away a book the first Wednesday of the month, but I think we'll do some kind of a celebration on Monday, and I'll do some giveaways on Monday. And that being said, I had to change my policy for international. You can still be in the giveaways, but if you win a giveaway, a book giveaway or something like that, I will send you a packet of some of my art or art print or something like that instead. Because the shipping has got redonkulous, one composition book to international was $25 last time I tried to ship something. I said, I can't do that. It's not even I could, but it's a waste. It's a waste of money to ship a $1, $2 book for $25 international. That's just not being wise with your money. So international, if you're still welcome to participate in the giveaways, but if you're at Canada, Australia, EU, UK, I will send you an art print or something like that. I know, right? So I will still send you something, but just FYI. Okay, so Catherine Anderson, let me move these paint things because I'm dipping in them. Has books out on doors, windows, portals, and then this one is just collage imagery 2. I've taken all the books apart and I have them in bins and stacks and stuff. This one I haven't taken apart yet. And she says you can use these photographs as visual journal prompts, writing, cut up the images, keep them in a box so you can intuitively choose, which is what I like to do with my collage fodder. I like to just have it, just pull and use it intuitively. And so you have my permission and encouragement to cut out the images in this book, use them freely for making soul collage cards, collage art journal pages, craft projects. You can share your creations on your website, your blog, social media. But that being said, she's generously allowing us to use her full images. So what I always try to do, if I just use, say, a little corner or something like that, I don't. But if I use full on doors or full on pictures, I try to take a picture and show, or at least give her credit, tag her in your art, to give her credit, to help her sell her books, because that's very nice of her to do this. I mean, you buy the book, obviously you buy the book, and same thing for magazines. You buy a magazine, you can tear up stuff and use it out of it. I wouldn't recommend using, Halle Berry or something, some famous person, model or something like that. But again, depending on what you plan on doing with it. So that's her intro in the book. And then let me just turn this. I am zoomed in. So let's see, maybe just kind of halfway here like this. Now, her door books, her door and window, I'm not sure about the window ones. The door books have the same door on the front and the back. The reason that she does that, so this, like for instance, if this was a door page, she'd have the same door here as she did on the back, so that you can cut the door open and have the exact same image on the other side, so that the door opens. And if y'all were here, maybe it's about a month ago, I made some art cards using her doors. And let me see, I posted on Instagram. I'll show you. And so the doors open and you can see the inside. Did you maybe consider just doing an online gift card for the book? Yeah, and that can, here, let me tell you the problem with Azure. That Anne tried to do that. She tried to do gift card giveaways when someone won. You know what happened? Someone emailed her and said, here's my address. I want a gift card. Anne sent it. It wasn't the person that won. You run into all kinds of stuff like that. If you don't know the person, a strange person wins. And, that happened to Anne. Okay, let me go over to Instagram and show you the doors. Let me go to my Instagram. But yeah, I know everybody's trying to, have ideas, and that could work. if it happened to be like if you won Azure and I know you, right? I probably have your address on file. I could, do something like that. But, usually people just email. They'll email a gift card, right? Because you can do the email gift cards. And I think that's what happened to Anne. Okay, so here's the door. These are 8 artist cards. These are 2 by 3 inches, the cards. And let me turn down the lighting. It might help a little to see. So here's the cards with the doors closed. Well, they're partially opened. So these are Catherine Anderson's doors. And then here's where I posted them open. So you open the little doors, and then I painted little scenes and collage, mixed media, and painted. You can go on my Instagram to see these close up. So you open the little doors. You open the little doors, and there's a little scene painted on the inside. See? And then here's a side view. Here's a side view to see how the dimension when the door is open. And then the last one, I showed the pictures of her books to give her credit. And I tagged her, and she did comment. She said she's very happy that people are enjoying her books. You can get these on Amazon. Her books, Catherine Anderson. You can get them on. Hi, Kathy Berg. Yeah, the pumpkins. I did same thing. I did. Thank you, Ashley. Let me find my pumpkin. My Halloween pumpkin. I think I did a video of that one. Yeah, I didn't do it here on Yeah, there it is. Okay, so here's the little pumpkin. So you can see how there's little doors, and it's a real pumpkin, and it's only good for a month or 2. I have it on mute, so I am talking in it, but yeah. Adorable. Good one, Linda. Adorable. So anyway, let's go back here and finish looking at her book here. So it, if there's areas like, look, I used some little piece right there for something. There's another little bit there. But look, I could punch these out and make a whole page full of planets out of that. And then I think this is her. So I did do a journal page last week, and I used one of her herself. Look, an elephant eye. So just so you can kind of see and get some inspiration and some ideas of what you can do. And again, she has doors, windows, portals, imagery. Look at this. This is kind of the colors we're using here. It's got dandelions on the back. I might take a piece of this. I might use some of that. We'll see. And y'all see, I'm not afraid to use it. I'll just rip it right out. But look how that left that. Look how that building in the back with this in front of it, just right there, that makes a whole little scene in and of itself with just that little bit of stained glass in front of that. And that's another thing you can do with your fashion magazines or other magazines is if you tear some things out randomly, like let's just say you tore a face out. And I'm not going to get it out right now. I showed it the last time we did fashion stuff. If you tear a piece of the magazine out, look what's behind it. Look how that layers up and makes a whole nother picture when you tear out sections, just kind of like what I just did here. Let's see if I flip it over, what happens on that side. See, I've got 2 torn ones here. But you see how they layer up? So when you tear things out of your magazines or your books or your calendars, look what's behind it, because there could very well be something interesting. There could be something interesting. I like this. I like these rocks. I might use this on a different page. See the guy now there? See how this makes another whole another page? So look for things like that. So I'm just flipping through. And again, this is Catherine Anderson, and you can find her books on Amazon. And I just, her photographs are amazing. And, and it's just, nice to know that you can use them for whatever you want. Yeah, you like the layers? Yeah. Try that sometime if you haven't. Not you, Colleen, but anybody. Try that sometime. Try taking a magazine, a fashion magazine, or any kind of magazine you like, and tear something out and look at what's behind. And then flip that page over, and you'll see a whole nother little world. And that kind of gets your imagination going. So I wanted to show you that there are books out there like this for you to use in collage. I'm going to ignore that, Eileen. All right. Again, this one, I like the stickers just because they're space. I did use a couple of these little astronauts, and maybe I'll do that today. Maybe I'll use a couple astronauts today. I can't really. I was going to cut them out. I'll just leave this open so I can remember. Another thing that you can use. Again, I haven't glued this stuff down yet. Just kind of sitting here. Another thing, I pulled these all because of the colors, pulled those, and whether I use it on this page or another page. The other thing that you can use is your own leftover collage fodder. So I have some here. Like if you have some painted pages and you want some, and you can make these blue, you can make them any color you want, but if you just have some smack and drag through the ink, you can use these little bits to make whatever, hills, mountains, different layers and dimensions. So you can use your own leftover collage. Okay, use your own leftovers. Old books. This one, I've had this book twice and used it completely up. But the marbles, the marble book, I don't even know how much is left in here. These are awesome for planets. So, like for instance, this one right here. Look at that. Awesome planets. Again, I always check the back to see if there's something I like better. These are awesome too. I think I'll just tear this whole page out. So I could use maybe these or maybe a couple of these on this page. Okay. So let's pull that. So old books, and you can get, and don't let anybody guilt you into, oh, you're tearing up a book. If I buy a book, in, like, let's just say Books A Million, it's on the clearance table for $1. I'm going to sit here and cut while I'm talking. It's on the clearance bin for $1, $2, $3, whatever. What do you think is going to happen to that book if it doesn't sell? If nobody buys that $1 book, where's it going to go? What's going to happen to it? I am repurposing. I am upcycling. I'm upcycling old books. I never feel guilty about it. And you shouldn't either. I'm the boss of my book. You bought it. You can do what you want with it, right? You bought it. So don't let anybody make you feel bad about using old books. Now, again, use some common sense. You don't want to tear up something that, might be a $500 vintage book or something, have some common sense, especially if you shop at thrift stores, or if you shop at antique malls or something like that, have some common sense. I'm not talking about that. You're the boss of your stuff, exactly. So I'm just going to cut these little marbles out here. And I'm just taking my time. Some days I move faster than others. If I'm doing a full-on big poster, then I'm going to go a little faster because I'm working on a big poster and I got to get a poster done. But I'm just doing a couple of little art pages here, so I'm just chilling, especially since I feel like I have a half of a head cold from the weather, the rain coming in. So I'm a little stopped up. So I'm just kind of chillaxing. So you see how those can be planets? I tear up old books and magazines all the time. It gives them, exactly, it gives them a new life. Exactly, sister woman. Otherwise, they're going to end up in a landfill somewhere. But, I'm a book lover. I love books. I have a whole library. As sister woman, I have a library. My dining room is my library. Don't even have a dining room. So I love books. I collect books. I love them. But I'll use them too. Oh, that's nice, Rachel. Rachel's doing a Kobe Bryant collage in honor of him in your journal. That's awesome. And that's a real meaningful journal. If you're doing things like that in your journal, honoring other, events or people in your journal, that's an awesome. I would have a special journal just for that kind of thing. Of course, y'all know I've got, I'm not even going to tell you how many journals. You've seen my shelves of journals, So, to have a special journal for things like that. Like Jean, she had her mixed media journal where she took all her journal pages were done based off of song lyrics. I don't know that I'm going to use all these, but I'm just cutting them out while I have it here. Based on song lyrics. I love that. Is one of all the journals I've seen online, that is one of my favorite journals I've ever seen. And Jean, I think it was her first art journal. It was the first time she really dipped her hands into paint. And that took her a while to get over that OCD-ness of getting her hands painty. And she did an art journal all based on, and you can probably still find it, the Musical Scrapper, Jean. She probably has it. They're still on her, it would have been a few years ago, this journal that I'm talking about. But she'd work on it every week. And she did it for about a year, I think. And all her pages were based off of song lyrics. And it was awesome. Well, it is awesome. Still awesome. Hi, Deb D. Bye, Scoops. Thanks for coming in. All right. Have a good day at Mom's. So just to kind of give you an idea here, and I'm going to get out my matte medium and start gluing down. Now, one of the things that you need to be aware of also when you're doing a pre-painted pages for your collaging, and you're going to use matte medium to glue everything down. It's not going to really be an issue if you just, glue everything down with the glue stick, or, just put glue on the back of your images and just glue it down with the glue stick. It's not going to be a problem that you might have used watercolor. You might have used a Dilutions ink or some kind of water-based ink that will spread, that will reactivate when you use matte medium. So let me get my matte medium here and a brush. My only brushes that I keep in water are glue brushes. The brushes that are old and crusty and and yucky, these are the only brushes that I keep sitting in water. And the reason I do that is to keep keep them flexible when I use matte medium. So what I use for my collaging is golden matte medium, not gel. It's just plain golden matte medium. This is their new jar. This is what the new jar looks like. Okay. And this is my glue of choice. And I usually just pour a little bit out on a tray. Let's get another. And when I say tray or palette, I just mean a coffee lid, coffee Folgers lid. And so I'll pour just a little bit in here that I'm going to use. I don't know how much I'm going to use, probably not much. But I keep a baggie or a piece of plastic over it so that you don't glue the lid. Glue the lid back to the jar. Okay? Do that. I have glued, you'd never get it off. You'll never get the lid back off if you glue it to it. So I'm just going to start with a little bit right now. I may need more, but yeah, that's why I cut them out, Rachel, to use as planets. The marbles. So some of the other things are like, here's another book. This is Kings and Queens of the Medieval World. I got it for a couple bucks. And you could use the little pictures. You could use some of the text. You could just use bits of it, you know, and you could fussy cut this out. You could fussy cut them out or tear them out and blend them in. Look at those clouds or, you know, the people and just depending on what you want, what kind of collage you want to do. If you want to do, put these in your altered books. See, this is a good one here. This would be a real good one to use. I'm going to tear this out just so that I can show you. I'm trying to show y'all as many examples as I can. So let me get my abandoned book out again. And I am working in I have duplicates of all these thanks to a lot of you girls that have bought me a duplicate so I can have the original without anything on it and the ones that I've worked in. So let's just move this over again. So I can set it down. It is a little flashed out. It did get a little flashed out. It's a little, let me see if I can turn down the light just a tad here. There we go. Let me get to a couple pages I haven't shown you. So when I work in these books, it's more what I call it reverse collage, where you're getting rid of things. So although I'm painting and gluing things down, I'm painting out things. Okay. This one's been varnished. When they're completely done, and I know I'm done, I varnish them. So you can see. This is one of my favorite ones. So I don't put too many people in my collages, especially my reverse collages. I don't put too many people. This one I really did. Let me show you what that one looked like, just so you can. It's about halfway down. I have them marked. So this is the same book, but with what that hasn't been worked in, just so you can kind of see some other examples. Okay, so this is what this page started as. This is what the page looked like when I started. Hi, Crystal. Anybody else popping in? And as soon as I saw this, I knew I wanted this to be a bridge in space. I just knew I wanted this to be a bridge in space. That was the only idea I really had. But then, of course, I took it further and turned it into this. So there's that. This is what I painted here. This right here, the bridge in space. And then I added her in there. And she's got a feathered wand. And her feather wand is what's causing making the bridge in space. Bye, Kalora. Thanks for stopping in. So again, this is what it looked like right there. And then this is what I turned it into. Right. Pick it up. It wants to flash out again. There we go. And so now I have duplicates of the books so I can show the before and afters of them, right? And Kieran Connolly is the author of these books, and I have actually sent him, I've torn a page out of an original and sent it to him via his publisher, and he did post it online. He and his publisher were standing next to the piece that I did. I love Kieran Connolly's books. So, okay, so there's just a little rabbit trail. So if you like abandoned places, go look up Kieran Connolly's books on Amazon. Oh, so what I was going to show you, though, was this would be a good one to use in that, like I did that girl with the feather. This would be another good one to have sit in on a world. So let me just stick that in the book so that I don't forget that I might like him in there. Well, here, let me bring the book back just to show you. See, he can fit in a lot of different places. Oh, yeah. See, there's just lots of things you could do with images like this. So I'm going to just stick him in the book to use at a later date. And I do have a playlist. Picola made me do an abandoned places playlist. So I do have an abandoned places, abandoned book playlist. So if you want to see, I don't know, 20, 30, 50, I'm not sure how many are in there, uh, of me working on those pages. They're all in there. Okay. Yeah, you got to speak English here. I don't even know. I can't even tell you what your name is, but you got to speak English. Okay, so I'm just starting here on this one. I kind of got this, maybe that. And again, I could either go right to the edge of this and repunch my holes, but I'm not. I'm just going to go right to there and maybe paint that in, or just you could just leave a white border. You whatever. You know, some people get a little OCD about stuff like that. But maybe this could be like that. Maybe I could put this over here. And then I have all these other little planets. Let's pull some of these. I'm not going to use this one with the red in it. I'll use that on a different page. But I have these other little blue and gold ones. So I could put some extra worlds. Extra worlds. That's going to be too dark down there. Maybe I could overlap one down here. Something like that. Or I could put it down here. See? But here's the thing. Now, see, I just looked up at my camera. When you look at your camera, or you look in a mirror, or you turn it upside down, you'll see things like this. So when as soon as I looked at the camera, I could say, oh, that's lined up with that. That's two lined up. Do you see what I'm saying? The first thing that caught my eye when I looked in the camera. So I'm either going to have to do this, something so that it's not too lined up. I did kind of like it up there, so I can maybe move it over that away some. So it's just not in a straight line. But because there's a little circle right there, I kind of want that right there. So let's maybe move it over a little, something like that. So it's not in a line. You got to kind of look over your whole composition. And the more you do it, the more you see things that aren't right, or you don't like, or that are off. Right. So I'm kind of just liking this little composition here. So what do y'all think? Again, I will probably put some watch hands coming down, or watch hands coming from the watch itself. I add those little things. Add some splatters. We could add more scraping, more painting. I'm kind of trying to take my time to kind of walk it through every step. I was going to think about adding some of this tissue, but I think I'll add this on another one. Although, let me just show you what I'm talking about. You could add some other elements to it. You see? I love how your style goes from journal to poster to a book. Oh, I've got duplicates of all my abandoned, but the different books I have, not including duplicates to show you before and after. I am working in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think 14. I'm working in 14 different books at off and on. 14 different books. It takes practice, Crystal. Watch some of my videos because you want to learn the supplies and the like tearing is better than cutting. You want to learn those kind of things. You want to know that you should use matte medium. You want to know the actual techniques. That's why I'm kind of slowing down and showing you all this. So, some of this could be pretty at the bottom of both of them. I don't know if maybe we'll see. We'll see. I might put some of this down just because I pulled it out and it's pretty. Have this down like in another layer, just to have the sparkle down here. That and a little bit over here. Okay, maybe have some of that down just on the edge there. Doug doesn't really need it, but I'm just trying to show y'all as many things as I possibly can, trying to show you as many things. And then I have all these other little marbles because, I got to put these up here because you know what I'm going to say. I don't want to lose my marbles. Okay, so let's see now what I want to start. All right, so the best way to do this, obviously, first is to take your page out of your book so that you're not, and take a picture of it if you're afraid you're going to forget where things are. So I'm going to take this page, pops right out of the book so that I'm not getting matte medium and paint all over the rest of my journal, right? I don't want to make a big mess on it. Oh, there were some other things. I have some more collage fodder. As soon as I finish this, we'll go through some other collage fodder. I got plenty of collage fodder to show you, maybe, I think what I'll do, I was going to do it today, but I don't really want to do it today. Maybe on my birthday, I'll do a book giveaway and some collage fodder envelopes. Let me make a note of that so I don't forget. Pocola won't let me forget, but I'm going to write it down. Pin. Here we go. B-Day giveaway, B-Day, which I'm going to do it on Monday instead because I don't stream on Tuesday, and Tuesday's my birthday. But my birthday Monday, collage fodder giveaway. So that'll be next Monday. And plus I already have a book for non-international. So I also have a book to give away. So we'll do that. I'll put that note over there. And I also, if I feel like it today, I would need to finish my Titan. Let me show you. Where's my phone? I'm trying to help Gary Shipman promote his Titan comic graphic novel. And it's so awesome. His artwork is so awesome. Let me go to my photos here and I'll show you what I'm working on. I need to finish this up. I mean, it's going to take him a couple more months to finish the book, obviously. But if you want to support him in his Indiegogo campaign to produce this book, let me see, where did I put that picture? Back. I took a couple of pictures. Okay, so here's a couple pictures from his campaign. This is the title right here, Titan Mouse. And he has this little mouse hanging from, and these pictures aren't, I just took some screenies just to have a couple pictures of his mouse. So what I'm doing though in my mural room, which, it's a full-on murals all the way around the room, I'm painting this in the mural room. What did I do with it? Where's the picture? Where's the picture of my mural that I took? Here it is. So I'm painting Titan Mouse. I have this owl here. It's this owl is huge. It's like his head is probably as big as mine. And this owl goes across across half the room there. And I'm painting, it's still in progress. It's not done. He's just kind of blocked in. But I'm painting Titan Mouse hanging from the sign. I put a sign up there. I painted the sign just like his sign. And it's going to have little like chains holding it down there. And then he's going to be swinging. There's a cord there. He's going to be swinging from that. And he's flying across my mural. So I'm going to. So anyway, yeah. So I got to finish that up. It won't take me too much longer to finish it. It's just getting in there. And I got to stand on the bed. I'm standing on the bed to do that. So I do need to finish that up though. But you can still, whether I finish it right away or not, you can still go over, and I'll try to remember to put a link along with Jonna. Let me find the pen again. Write a note. Link Gary's campaign and link Jonna's Etsy. So I'll put those links in my description after the video renders. Okay. Yeah, it is He's a very cute mouse. And it's, and let me tell you one more thing. If you want to see, let me put a link. Let me write that down too. Let me make a note. Edwin Boyette. Y'all know Edwin's popped in here a few times. Edwin Boyette did a little mini reading from Gary's book. So I'll put a link Edwin. Edwin does such a dramatic reading. I mean, it's really awesome. Oh, wait, where's my phone? Hang on. Another rabbit trail. You need to tab Dina Wakely. Yeah, I do. I'm not sure. Does she have a YouTube channel? I'm not sure what to tag her with. I don't know that does she have a YouTube channel of her own? I'm just trying to think of what I could tag. Does she have a shop? I mean, the only places I really see her are at the conventions. That's where I see Dina Wakely. But I'll find something. I can tag her on IG if I post this on IG. I don't know if I'm going to post this on IG, sister woman. I always try to tag people on IG, but I don't post everything on IG. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that I'm going to post this because it's really just, I don't know, maybe. I usually try to post something a little more finished. Like I can't post the whole book. Okay, see if she's on YouTube. Okay, because I don't mind tagging anybody. Trust me, I don't mind tagging anybody. All right, I'm going to go over here to YouTube on my phone. And of course, I only can show you, under 30 seconds of, well, there's ways around showing other people's videos, but I'm trying to be polite and not over show other people's stuff. Okay, let me look here. But I just want you to hear Edwin reading just a minute of it. Because we have all the time in the world, don't we? Just sit here and do whatever we want. Okay, so let's go to Edwin Boyette's channel. Okay, preview and dramatic reading. And there's there's Edwin right there. And I'm going to go down here to the dramatic reading. Let's get past the ads here. Hang on. Her website. She has a website? Okay, because I said I don't go to her website, but I will. I'll tag her website. All right, so here, let me get this to turn. There we go.
Mouse of Might by Gary Shipman.
All right, let me scroll through a little bit.
Damn still. Mice. I beg your pardon, sir. If I may be so bold as to speak for Lord Rasha, he is suggesting that we employ the mice to enter the gaps of the cave. The mice will never agree to it. After my dark flyers are done with them, the mice will beg to be employed.
So go over to Edwin Boyette and watch. It's about 20 minutes, I think, of Gary Shipman's new book. Okay? It's really, you'll sit there enthralled while Edwin's reading. So I'll make sure and link that too. I know he's got a great voice, doesn't he? Okay, so now what we're going to do, now that we got a little bit of tissue, and let's just kind of move this down here. Again, if you're afraid you're going to forget where things go, then take a picture of it. It lasts longer. Take a picture. So what I'm going to do is I got my glue brush and some of my matte medium. And I really should put some wax paper under this. If I was smart, I would. So that I'm not gluing this paper to my paper background. Now, tissue paper and napkin gluing, you can't really turn it over and put it on the back because then you can't really flip it over and use it. So, but anything else, anything other than tissue paper or napkins, you want to put the glue on the front and the back of the piece. Okay, I'm going to try not to stick this to the table. I should put some wax paper under it. So I'm going to put some glue down, put it on the back, and then lay it down where you want it. Anything hanging over the edge, you can just trim off later. Okay, I want a little, maybe let me move this up just a little. I want a little bit more of that gold showing, just a little. I mean, I went to the trouble to put it on there, so let's have it show, right? And then this one little marble right in here, let's tuck that up under. Just a little off the point. There we go. And then what you want to do is after you glue this down, is take a card, a gift card, some kind of Amazon, whatever, and you want to just, you have to do this carefully on the napkin or tissue paper because it'll tear. You want to be careful on that. But you want to get out all the bubbles and smash it down really well, and you won't have any issue with it buckling, wrinkling, bubbling if you do that. But the trick is putting the matte medium on your base, on the back, and on the front, and then mashing it down. Okay, got a little piece of, let's pull that little scrap off there. All right. And matte medium is hard to get off your hands. So, you know, just be forewarned. You're probably going to have to take it off with fingernail polish remover if you don't have a craft scrubby. All right. So let's make sure I'm not gluing that down. All right. Let's go up here. And I'm going to put some on it up here. And you can put it all over the whole thing, depending on what you're going to do. If you're going to do penciling and using your color pencils and other things on it, then you probably want to make sure you cover the whole thing with matte medium. It usually eventually, for me, ends up getting matte medium over the whole thing just by scraping it around. Okay? Oh, thank you, Picola. There's a link to Edwin's channel. I'm telling you. And he's read parts of Dune. He's read some of the Bible. He's read some of what was the classic he was reading? He's read some of the classics, and so there's just different things that he's read. Marcus Aurelius. Okay, so now let's go ahead and I'm going to glue this little. Oh, so the other thing I wanted to say is, see how I'm getting this wet again, this paint? Acrylic paint's not going to move once it's dry. You want to make sure it's dry, but once it's dry, I can go over this with matte medium, and the acrylic paint is not going to move. If you are using watercolor, your dilution inks, any kind of water reactivation product, then when you go to do this and glue this down, you're going to move that. You're going to move that ink. You're going to move that watercolor. So you have to be aware of what products you're using when you do collage. It's more important in collage than probably anything to know what you're using and whether or not you can layer those things together. Okay, I need a little bit more, so I'm just going to pour me a little bit more. And also, I need to get another one, but if you have a Dawn dish soap bottle, the dish soap that has a flip lid, and you squirt it out, if you pour your matte medium, and I didn't make that up, a girl named Susan did that. No, Carol told me about that. And you pour your matte medium in one of those dish soaps and you just flip the lid, then you don't have to worry about gluing it shut. You just pour your matte medium in one of those squeeze bottles, detergent soap bottles. Hi, Kathy Arbor. And speaking of Kathy Arbor, she has a show at 1:00 Eastern on her channel every Thursday where she teaches drawing different things, faces, perspective, just all different things. Last week, she did some awesome art cards, little painted cards. Did you post those on IG, Kathy? Let me go look. I'm not sure if she posted them on Instagram or not. I was going to show. Let me go over to Kathy on Instagram. Need to follow all these people on Instagram. Follow me and everybody. No, she didn't. Okay, she didn't post. So you'll have to go over to Kathy Arbor's channel and check her out. Okay, so now I'm going to put. Let's just go ahead and get all this nice and wet. And while it's wet, you can lift it up. You don't wait too long though, and depending on how thin your paper is, whatever paper you're using, you can lift it up and like put these planets up underneath. I want that about right there, I think. But don't wait too long because you'll end up gluing that down and you won't be able to get back up under it. But while it's still wet, now I can't grab it. You can do that. I'm not sure if that's exactly where I had it. I think this was down just a little more. It wasn't quite. There we go. It's just a little bit showing. Like that's its moon or something. Okay, then put it over the top. Take your card and mash it all down. And you'll have excess come up, and then just scrape that off. And again, if anything's hanging over the edge, we'll trim that off after a while. Okay, now we're going to come down here at the bottom. Let's put that piece of gold. And like I said, tissue paper and napkins are the only thing I don't turn over and put it on the back. I'll just cut that off. All right, let's do my little hill here. I could even trim this down just a little, I think. Have it going this way. Might have had it going that. No, I had it going this way. I think I'll bring it down to there. I'll have it come over that line. And then this I had tucked in back here. And any little edges, you can just add some paint and paint it in. All right, so there we go. And just enough. All right, let me get a baby wipe here and get some of excess off my hands. All right, so there we go. Now I'm going to dry it, trim it, and now I'm going to go in with a little bit of detail. Maybe some more clouds, maybe some splatters, maybe a couple of little extra watch hands, you know. Hi, Barbara. Have to go now. Bye. Thank you. Give me a thumbs up on your way out. Hit the thumbs up on your way out, guys. Okay. So let's get my scissors here. And if you turn the page over, you can see anything that's hanging over. Real easy. Got a little bit of matte medium there. It's really wise to put down some parchment paper or wax paper. All right, so let's go over here to this one. Let's trim off this. Actually, I'm going to trim it even a little further in, so because it's on my punch out. Let's just get a little glue. My finger there. Okay. Turn this over. Trim down that tissue paper. All right, now I'm going to hit it with the heat gun. And then you can do little things like, for instance, there's some kind of page number, something from the magazine right there. Although I like that. I like just a little bit of word on there. I'm going to leave it there. I don't even know what it says. Cover story, page 46. So, I'm just going to leave that there because I like it. And then another thing you can do, you see how she has some like different marks and things? If you like that kind of look, you can go in there with a pencil. Just be aware that whatever you do, you can either cover it up with matte medium, or it can later smear, or you can just do it with a pen. You could do it with pencil, but it can smear. So if you want to do something with pen, like let me get and I don't even know if what I'm going to pick up is going to be waterproof. Where's that? Where's my pen thing? Oh, it's over here on the floor. I was using it in the other room. So, I don't know which ones of these are waterproof or which ones aren't. Here's a Le Pen permanent. Let's just see. You just don't know, because y'all know the story of where I gave Cameron, oh, this is a waterproof pen. Oh, that's fat. I don't want that fat. This is a waterproof pen. You can use it and then watercolor over it. So he lined all his line art, and then it wasn't a permanent pen. He had to redo the whole project. That's how I lost my light box. My 25-year-old light box, 30-year-old light box. I had to give it to Cameron because he had to redo his whole project. Okay, so this is just a Pigma. This is one of the Sakura Pigma. And again, I'm not really going to be going over a lot with anything else where I'm going to do this, but I just want you to see. So you can do some little, inky drawings. You want to make sure your what you call it is dry, which I didn't do that. So I hope I didn't ruin that pen, because that's not 100% dry. But you can make marks and play with, different things on your, yeah, it's not dry. Let's wait, Dee Dee. You're going to ruin I don't know if it's brand new, but fairly new. So you can make marks and squiggles and, see how she's got that line there. You can do that, whatever you want. So you can make more, or you can go in here with, let me put this back in the glue water. Or you can just go in there with some more paint. You can go in here and paint some more. Like I can go back in on these mountains if I want them darker. More scratchy, more mountainy. Go all the way to the edge, things like that. Maybe I don't want that right there. Let me get some black. Maybe I want to carry some of these mountains to the edge of the page. So then you can start painting in your details. And this,
I found this on the web.
No, Siri, I wasn't talking to you. So you can add more detail. Maybe I don't like that line right there, so maybe I'll bring that mountain up to there. Maybe make it a little more jaggedy. You can just paint in whatever you want. You like the page, Eileen? Thank you. I'm not sure that I liked going off to the, I should have maybe just left that white all the way down, but it's okay. Same thing for this one here. This one kind of ends abruptly, so I can come in here and paint that in. No one's going to notice that but you. It's in your journal. But maybe get a little purple and a little black here and do this mountain. So you can kind of see, and see it's got a rough texture there. It's got some odd bits from the magazine in there, but that makes it all look more. Okay, so now that I kind of messed up that with the pen because I went into wet matte medium, let's see what I can do with that. Let me clean my brush. And let's see, do I want to go around it with some color? Do I want a halo? Let's get maybe a little blue, a little white. maybe another little bit more, just to add bring some purple up in there. Maybe a little more purple around this one. Maybe a little aura around that one. And you just play with your paints. And maybe this comes down around. And again, if you want to add color pencil, you can do that as well, where on top of the acrylic paint. So there's all kinds of things you can do. You can do some splattering. Do I want to splatter? I guess we could do. Let's go ahead and do some splattering. Although I'm not doing an outer space, but we can still have splatters on it. Okay, let's get some white paint. This one's almost empty. And then to do splattering, I just add the acrylic paint, and it can be any color. I'm just going to use white because it'll show up on camera. Add a little bit of water and a kind of a floppy, some kind of brush that has real floppy hairs so that it'll flick easy. And then do a couple little test flicks. Go maybe a little bit over the mountains. Okay. Just to add a little something, something. All right, so let's try that. Oh, y'all know what? I was going to add an astronaut. Well, let's try it first. And again, I could paint this all the way to the edge if you know what? Let me do that just so I can show you how you can do it. Let me get my little brush here. And this is a good exercise in practicing matching colors. So, all right, so for instance, here's some teal color here. Use just a tiny bit of darkness. Just so you can see how you can blend. And this is a good way to practice blending colors. This will also make your punched edges a little more sturdy. And it won't have a white edge. But you do what you want. Okay, then let's go up here with some purple, maybe a little black. Right in here. And it kind of moves up into some blue. And there's a cut edge there. And again, I'll hold it up to the camera so you can see. This is where having a torn edge is so much easier to blend than a cut edge. All right, but you see how I've kind of blended that in? But can you see that line? I can see that line right there where the cut edge is. So if you have a torn edge, that's going to be less obvious. This is when the magic. See that there's the hole punches there. But you see that line where I glued that piece down right on the edge? All right, let's dry it, and then we'll maybe put a little bit of clouds or something, or a little mist, or maybe some clouds. Okay. And then I'll put my little astronaut on there. All right, let's dry this first. You're welcome. Oh, have fun. Okay, so Kathy Berg is going to open studio with Ingrid. And I don't know how you say her last name. I know who she is, but I don't know how to say her last name. Dijkers. Have fun, Kathy. And Kathy and Colleen stream together on Tuesdays and Fridays. Maybe you might want a little, let's test out my gold. I've got to be careful here though, because I don't want to, I'm going over matte mediums. But maybe you have a little bit of gold. No, I think I need gold paint. I don't want to ruin my pens. So let's get a little gold paint up here. Oh, I know. I did want to do one more thing. I think, do I want the watch hands coming? I think I'll leave those watch hands and put them over on this one. Okay, I think I'll do that. All right, so I'm going to get out, I'm just going to use it out of the lid. And this is just antique. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's not my metallic. That's just, is it the metallic? No, I think it's kind of half metallic. It's a little metallic. I really want the real metallic. Let me see. Where's my gold? Hang on. Here, this is the one I want. This is what I want, the metallics, the Deco Art metallic splendid gold. That's what I want. Okay, I'm shaking it up really well. So now I'll just use out of the lid. I can just use out of the lid because I don't need much. Let me get a thin brush, like a, not quite a liner, but something fairly thin. Oh, I gotta stand up and dig over here. Okay, this one. That's kind of thin. All right, so what I want to do is take some of the gold and maybe just add a little bit of gold to kind of tie in the gold from the bottom. Maybe half around there. And then maybe the watch hands. Let's see, do I want them to come out this way? Do I even really need to? Because I have that one. I think I want to add a little bit of gold. Maybe I'll put a little bit of gold around this. And when I tilt it, you'll be able to see it. Oops. Nothing like dropping your brush on the floor with gold paint on it. Oh my gosh. Maybe let's put a little aura around this one. Around the moon of the planet. All right, do anything in chat? All right, let's see. Maybe a little. And you can spend as much time as you want on your pages, you know? Add quotes and other things. I just really like the piece to kind of speak for itself without words. I don't do a lot of art journaling with words, although I do have a quote book, but it's not really artsy. It's more, it has a little, you can have a little bit, but it doesn't have a lot. Something like this. I think that's pretty good. Maybe just a streak of gold coming across that yellow. So when I tilt it, you'll be able to see this gold. All right, I'm going to dry this and maybe put a little bit of clouds in here. All right, let's clean this brush. And my astronaut. All right, so let's dry. Hi, Queen Pam. All right, so now if I tilt it, you should be able to see some of the gold, like around the edge there, around that, along the bottom. Oh, and around there. So a little bit of gold. Now, I think what I want to do is, where's that white? Here's some white here. So what I need to do is get a baby white, a clean baby white. Let's throw these away. Either paint, finger paint, paint with the baby white, paint with the brush. Could be a little of any and all of it. So let's see. That's my flinging star one. I need that. I need something a little more. Maybe that one. I just need a little something to, put some white paint on for some clouds and stuff. So I'm just going to start with, maybe I want a little bit of clouds coming across here. Just a little, maybe some coming down over here, or these mountains. All right, and then I might kind of fluff them up with my finger, or I can do it with a baby wipe. I'm just kind of going with some of the paint that's already on here, right? And just kind of extending it. Extend the clouds going across. And then if I want, I can continue it from here going this way, just so it kind of does the same kind of thing. But maybe this one, now maybe I need a little bit more. Let's go ahead and get a baby wipe. So when I use a baby wipe, I mash the paint into the baby wipe. And then you can kind of make a mist. You can make it soft. Like shh, 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 shh. Soft. And kind of put that in there. And then you can go back and add more like the silver lining kind of thing. My cats are into something. I hear them. They're trying to get into trouble. I hear them. A cabinet or something. So you can kind of do that. Maybe you want a little more up in here. Maybe not all the way to the edge. Like this. Maybe it wants to roll right off that page. Hi, Anne. Hi, Lady Jan. Bye, Jonna. Thanks for sharing our Moleskine wraps. And again, oh, thanks for putting in links there, Pacola. I will put Jonna's Etsy shop in the description along with these other links that I talked about today. So you can kind of see, that, and maybe there's just a little bit of a fluffy bit kind of up in here. So it's not just one layer of clouds. You can add more than one. Okay. Something like that. I could have more coming up here. Another kind of layer coming off of there. Blend it out. So I hope y'all like this. Hope you like seeing it. And the start of it being the start of it was just a painted scribbly background. And I'll show you a couple of the backgrounds again here in a minute. But this is how you can kind of just build a world, you know, just build a world. I kind of think there might need to be something, since I'm not painting that black, it almost could use a little bit of a splatter though up in there. Let me get where's that brush I just had? Okay, let's put a little bit of, let's water down. Let's see, where can I have a little spot here? Let's come over to this palette. Let's get a little bit of this purple, and I'm going to wet that down. Tap it off, and just put a little something something up in the top up in here. That's enough. Just so it's not a solid white, which that's fine too if you like that. You know, nothing wrong with it. I just wanted a little something else up there. Maybe even, let me take the back end of a brush. Maybe just a little extra planet or two. And I don't know what this is. Kind of looks like a branch or something. But I think I'm going to put another little. No, I think it needs to be right in there. Just a couple extra little spots of something. Just to give it a little more oomph or something. Just maybe one right there. And then I can also go around that like with, let me dry this. I'll make a star shine. I'll do that. So because of the matte medium on here, I can get a white pencil. Hang on. And kind of do a little bit of a softness around it. And then if I want it bright, and get a pasta, maybe do a little star shine here. Whoops. Let's go straight. There we go. Like that. What do you think? All right. I think I better quit on this one. Now let's add my astronaut. Let's see. I might want him coming this way. So I've got all different kinds of astronauts. I kind of like this little guy here. So one of the things about stickers is a lot of times they have a white, and depending on what you're going to put it on, I can't get him off of there. Hang on. Depending on, why is he stuck? Come off there, little guy. There we go. Depending on what you're putting it on, whether you want that white edge to show or not. Now, he's going to be down in here, so it's not going to matter except for up on the top part of him. So I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to trim the white stickerage. Going to trim some of the white stickerage off. Okay, and then I'll get some on my matte medium here. I got a little bit left with my finger and put some down. It's a sticker, but I don't ever trust sticker paper. Let's see how do I want exactly. Do you want them up there? They'll show up better there. Okay. We'll go with that. Put a little more glue. So there we go. Put our little astronaut on there. So anyway, all right, let's dry this one more time, then we'll put it in the book. Yeah, some stickers, yeah, most of them have white borders, but yeah, I hear you, Eileen. All right, so now let me get my book back. Let's get over here. Let's get it back to the cover. Okay. And again, you want to make sure your pages are dry before you pop them back in your rings. And there we go. So that double page spread is done. And again, what we started out with was, let me find one of the pages. Here we go. We started out with something like this and then painted it like this. So this is one where I've already painted this to kind of go with this. I painted this one to start to go with this. We just started. Maybe we'll work on this one. Have about an hour, well, a little less than an hour. We'll see how far we can get. We'll work on this page. And then I got this page over here where we kind of started. I haven't put any of the gray, this kind of gray color in here yet, but I probably will. And then at the very beginning, we did a few pages last night. Again, if you did not watch, if you weren't here last night, I showed this complete book, the Dina Wakely. It's not her, it's her collage papers that I tore out of her book, punched, and made my own journal using the Happy Planner discs. I did have to cut off a little bit off the top or the bottom of her book, of book of collages, to make them fit in the size I wanted. And then like this matches that. These pages right here match that color as well. Then these two pages, I based these colors on this right here. So her pages are like my inspiration as a base for the collage. Okay. Then this one, I use the colors out of this. I got a splat of ink on it. Fine, I'll leave it. And so there's a couple of pages here where I used the colors as inspiration. And I can use this in the collage, or I could just leave this totally alone, do my own collage over here. I could do a face over here. I could do whatever I want. You know, it's a mixed media collage journal. So on this one, I use some stencil. So I use one of Patty Tolly Parrish's stencils. This was just a white paper. I picked up the colors from this page, put them on this page, and then I used the stencil on both pages. So I used the Patty stencil even over the top of this page. Okay, and that might be all I have right in here. And I think we started to skip around. Yeah. So if we want, we can come over to this page and start doing something over here. It's a fun idea, isn't it, Colleen? And you don't have to do it in a disc bound. It's just what I like about a disc bound. It's easy to take out, work on it, and put it back. The other thing about the disc bound is it does this. It can flip completely flat over on itself, right? So let's move that off of there. Let's put it on the back side. So if we want to use this as our inspiration, okay. So it's, you know, it's just fun. Then you can collage or do whatever you want. So I'd already pulled these others. Now these are not going to go with this page because I decided to go with now this orange one. And these are more in my blue family. But I don't want to lose these because these are awesome. So the other thing that I was going to show you was some of my, let's see, I have a space here. Some of my other, and I took one of the books. This is just the cover off one of the books, and I just kind of have collage fodder in here. So this is just all kinds of magazine images, So I might just do a little flip through here to see if there's something that I like. I kind of like this. I kind of like that. And I'll show it to you when I pull it over here. Got just all kinds of things out of different magazines. And again, you can just use bits and parts. Like this right here, I'm liking this hot pink area. And see, now look how I made that hole. Now look at that. Look how, see behind, how when you have a tear, a rip, or a hole in one thing, always look at what it looks like with the other. Just, I'm telling you, especially in your magazines. Here's some of my little Japanese papers here. Do I want maybe one of them? I don't. These aren't kind of coordinate. Oh, I do like kind of like her. Would that go? I don't know. I'm going to pull that. Let's see what else. Do I need another watch? Maybe maybe. So here's some different watch parts, some more magazines, calendars, just all different. It's just it's just a folder of stuff. Here's one of the door arches. I kind of like that. Some rocks. Don't think I need any rocks today. Just different things from different abandoned buildings, calendars. Oh, here's some more doors down here. Let's flip over to her doors. Catherine Anderson's doors are down in here. I got some of those in here. Let's see some little buildings. Calendar pages, book pages. I know there's doors. I saw them. Hang on. Ah, here we go. So here's some of her doors. I'm looking over at the pink sheet there, and then look at that flower. Oh, I love that. And see, her door pages are the same printed on the front as they are the back. So if you want to cut the door and open it, you can. Just kind of going through here. And again, you can get her books on Amazon. Do I like that? So I need something a little more bright. Oh, here's a door that has, now this might work. There's a door with the face, painted face on it. I might use that or the Japanese one. Okay, so I'm going to stop because otherwise I'll be sitting here going through collage fodder all day, just so you can kind of see some of it. Yeah. All right, let's see. Colleen, you have all these doors, girl. I think I have the 2 door books, and then I have that one collage. I don't have the portal one or the window one. Oh, that's pretty too. Look at my colors. Nah. This might have too much green in it for my purposes. And the little doors might be good too. She has the smaller doors as well. All right, so let's go ahead and put this aside. And I just keep a kind of a folder of things that I'm kind of using now. That doesn't mean that's all I use. It doesn't mean that I can't pick other things. Stencils. Let me see about my stencils here. I did pull some stencils just in case. I wanted stencils. Different kinds, different sizes. Here's some like the little mushroom, seaweed one, kind of door looking dots, punchinella, and then I got some Patty Tolly Parish ones, little tree. I kind of like that tree. That tree kind of goes with the idea of this. Do you know what I mean? I think we're going to roll with that tree. All right, so let's move this out of the way. See what we can do. Gotta clean a spot again. With all the pens, brushes, Poscas, paints. All right, so this is what we're working with, this and this. And so I think what I want to do, right off the bat, I'm wanting to do black here and white there. So let's see. I think we're going to start with that. Is that the paint? Yeah. The paint. I'm going to have to get out some more matte medium too, I think. All right, so let's see. I think we're going to get, let me get a sponge. And we'll work on this for 30, 45 minutes. Hi, Kimberly. All right, so I'm going to take some of this white, and we're going to go over here with the tree, with the white. Let's see what happens. Oh, let's move over in the camera. Let's move into the camera. Okay. Now I want to do the same thing over here, but with black. So do I have some black paint anywhere handy? Let's just put some. And I'll just use the same sponge. I'll just get it nice and black. All right, so now I'm going to make it. Oh, let's make sure I'm on the right side because this will be the facing page. I'm just winging it. I'm just going with what I think might work. Eileen's probably loving this, aren't you, Eileen? See, look, nice stencil. First thing, this is the first thing I think I've seen her say since good morning. Now, some of that black was already there. You know, like right here, there was already some splatters of black. But you know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some random leaves. Look. What do y'all think? Is that kind of cool? Like that? Of course you are. All right, now I need to clean. I'm going to put this one in water. Well, I'll leave it out because I might use some more black, but I need a different sponge because I can't wash it because you don't want to use a wet sponge. All right, now I'm going to take this. And I usually don't clean my stencils, but I need to because I want to use this one with the magenta color. So, oh, I'm out of baby wipes here. Let's see. And I just want to get rid of the wet paint that's on top. I don't really care if it's clean. I just want it clean enough that I'm not going to move that black paint around. All right, so now I want some of this magenta color. Well, it's razzleberry. I'll put some razzleberry right over here. And with a clean sponge, clean dry sponge, we're going to take the stencil and we're going to go over here. And use those leaves to make another little hill, if you will. What do you think? Is that cool? It needs a bunny hopping leaves. Eileen. I'm going to see how she's got writing, like scribbly writing. That's what I'm going to do in here. I'm going to do scribbly writing. Okay, now this is a little distracting to me. It almost looks like a bat flew in there. So maybe I'll go over that with some orange. So let's get a little orange. Find another little spot there. Oh, that's in the white water. And that should be good. All right, now I'm going to just kind of just get off the excess on the here. I just want to be able to pick up the orange here. Tap that off somewhere. There we go. Get some orange. And just kind of go over that black, just so it's not so harsh. Maybe a few going around the edge. Something like that. See, I can use your stencil for multiple things. Like that. Now this one's going to need a little more orange in it. So I think I'll go over here and on top of the black, just put a little bit of leafage in here. What do you think? Just a little bit, just to kind of bring that orange a little bit over. All right, now let's dry this. I think that needs maybe a couple of orange or pink. Let's see. Let's dip our palette knife in that. I don't know. I don't want to overdo. I don't want to overdo it, you know. Maybe a little black. Kind of just tie it together. Okay, so let's see here. Let's dry. Now I might want a little bit more of that creamy yellow, which is, I don't think that's the one. I think it was, well, I'm going to use this one because it's more what I want anyway. So this is just golden, what is it called? Golden straw. Put a little right there. And I have a little bit of, where's my other brush? Here it is. Some white and a little bit of that. Oh, you can't see. I'm trying to kind of show the paint too. I'm really zoomed in. Just a little bit of that same kind of creamy color. It's a little darker here than here. I could add some more if I need to, just to have some in over there. It doesn't show up as much on camera, but this color is kind of the same as that. It's just a little lighter. So I'm kind of liking that. Let's see, let's maybe a little more of the raspberry color. It's kind of dry brush some of that in there. Remember, I dried everything, so I won't be moving. There's a little bit of that orange is still a little bit wet, so I want to be careful of that. So just kind of soften it and play with it and pet it like my cats that are at my feet. Put a little more pink up in the tree. maybe a little, I don't want to do too much splatter because I want to do some of the black ink lines, you know, the scribbly lines. I think this has a little too much orange in it. I don't know if I can get a little more pink in there. It's just a little too orange. Just knock that orange back just a little. That's better. That's better. All right, now I'll do a little black splatter down in here, but I want to do, maybe I'll wait on the splatter till I do the ink part. All right, let's dry this. Let's see if I can find one of my pens that I didn't ruin. One of my pens that I didn't ruin here with the, maybe I should go with the Sharpie pen. A pen, not a marker. Sharpie pen. Let's see. Let's see if this one's still working. Yeah, there we go. All right, so what I want to do is may not be thick enough, but I want some of these squiggly lines just to kind of come through here. Some of the same kind of squiggly lines that are here. They're very faint. I just want them very subtle. I don't want it to detract. I just want a little bit of lineage in there. Maybe I'll do a couple little extra tree trunk lines. Maybe a couple lines in there. All right. Needs a little darker down here, though. Let's see which one of these pens. Which one of these pens can just go a little thicker? There we go. Maybe one or two in here. Okay, now a little splatter, and I think I'm going to call this one done. All right, let's water this black paint down a little. Get a fluffy brush here. Still needs a little more black. Let's go with the tour. Then those lines, they need to be thinner going up. And branch off just a couple of little branches. I don't know who that is. I don't answer unknown calls. Okay. All right, so what do y'all think? Should I quit? I think it needs just a little more splatter right around this bush, right in there. Okay. Better quit. All right. So there's my inspiration page and then just some things that I can do from that. All right, let's see. Let's dry. I didn't even do any collaging on this one. I just did a stencil. Okay, so I picked all this other stuff out just in case. I didn't like the green on that for this piece. Door. I mean, I could have maybe done something. I could have done something like this, but see, it's nice like it is. I could maybe cut her out, put her in there. I won't do it right now, but I'll just kind of not fussy cut her, but I would fussy cut her out if I was going to use her on here, but I'll just kind of. She's a little big for this, but she could have gone on here. See? So anyway, guys, I think I'm going to head out. Let me back out so you can kind of see how close we've been. How close we've been in here. Oh, yeah, it does, doesn't it, Judy? And hi, by the way. Anybody else I missed? Kat said hi to Faithful. Thanks again, Carla, for all your encouragement. Let's zoom out just so you can see. We've been working, the journal's not that big, So, and then we did, well, we didn't get to collaging on this one. But I do like this one. I'll probably do that one next. I hear you, baby girl. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you being here. Make sure and give me a thumbs up on the way out. I don't know if I'll do impromptu over the weekend or not. Denise did mention, now I can't promise, but Denise, okay, baby, can't get in the paint. You can come up here, but don't go farther than that. Denise did mention trying to be here on Monday. I don't know if she'll be here for the stream. She and Cameron, actually. But if she can't make it on Monday, depending on Cameron's schedule, they might come up Tuesday, which I'm not streaming. So, Monday would be better for me. But so if she is here, then she'll stream with us on Monday. And I will be doing a Monday birthday giveaway and have some fun. And yeah. Oh, let me go back to the other page we did. Here we go. This is the other page we did here. This double page spread. So yeah, it's just another way to do some little collage, and you can do it as simple with just some stencils or more elaborate with collage. It's your art journal. Don't be a fear in it. You're the boss of your page. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a great day. Thanks so much. And hi everybody that I missed. Jerry, I know I'm probably missing some people. All right, we'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye.